kind of runs its course. And so we wanted to hear your perspectives and just to like give you a space to talk about how ways you've been affected, ways you're thinking about this, ways you're dealing with it. And so kind of
Before this pandemic, stores were full of people, but now most of the stores are closed and empty. People are losing their jobs, which means loss of money. They can't pay for food, wait, they can't pay for food, their bills, and everything else they need. Now people have to go to work even though they might get sick. Many people, including my parents, now work from home, and people can't visit each other because we have to social distance and self-quarantine. I am sad because I can't go to church.
How I came to know COVID-19. I came to know COVID-19 when my aunt got it. I knew it from before, but not a close contact.
How COVID-19 has impacted everyone on Earth. Well, COVID-19 is a very bad virus and it has affected all of us in many ways. We can't go to school, we can't play with our friends, and we can't go in the public because of social distancing. Plus, we can't go into other people's houses.
Virus spreads, but health experts says it spreads from an infected person to others through air by sneezing, close contact with people such as shaking hands, touching objects with virus on them, and touching eyes, mouth, and nose. As of May 2020, more than 5.16 million cases of COVID-19 have been reported in over 188 countries and territories, resulting in more than 335,000 deaths. Total.
How can you avoid having the COVID-19? How you should avoid the coronavirus? You should stay home to avoid from getting to others outside.
The lesson I've learned, masks. I never wanted to wear a mask, but I just learned that I needed to because I could get sick and even have COVID-19. So now I am wearing masks to public places. I learned that even though COVID-19 is soon being over, doesn't mean that we have to stop wearing masks and stay 6 feet away from each other and also wash your hands. We still have to do it. Gloves. We have to wear gloves because there are millions of germs on things you touch in public, and I know nobody wants to be sick. So if you want to keep yourself clean and free corona, wear your mask, gloves, and also carry hand sanitizer.
What about COVID-19? So many lives lost. According to the CDC, there were 289,932 deaths globally from COVID-19 on May 12, 2020. Until a vaccine is invented, sadly, there is nothing we can do about it apart from following the guidelines provided daily by the CDC. How COVID-19 has affected my family.
Where you actually have to watch it. The African community has an accustomed way of coming together to mourn the life of a great man or woman. We would come together to give the family our condolences and to pray for each other. Now, even if we have a funeral, we are limited to 6 people who have to have 6 meters of distance between each other. And that includes the family themselves. So you might go to a funeral, but you and your family have to be like in different rows of chairs. So mourning and being with each other is really hard to do. Long-term effects. Due to the forced quarantine, families around the world will be closer than they ever were before. There's actually a lot of information talking about dads that are coming home to their families. Sebastian just said that it was really hard at home to teach the kids, but for sure she gained something because now that you are home and you're actually having to learn with the kid, you're both learning. So when they come home and they ask for your help, you now are going to know what they're asking for.
Affect my family, it also affected our education. I feel like almost every kid has started losing education since we have more ways to get to technology faster and easier. We probably get more distracted than we have ever in our lifetime.
And of course, there are also negative impacts. Job loss, hence limited resources, since some people have lost their jobs because of the virus out there, and so they have limited resources now. Isolation, hence loneliness. It's really boring to stick in the house all day and just do one thing, you know? So it results in people getting lonely, and that's a negative impact. Excessive confinement, because nobody really knows how long this is going to go on. So since we're in quarantine, we will be staying that way for a while. Anxieties over health and finances, it has affected people's mental health and also their finances, because their jobs have been cut off and such, and therefore they're going through financial loss and loss of life through the virus. Virtual learning, I miss my classmates and my teachers. I mean, there's just something about being able to interact with people and be there in person that really helps build up your motivation.
How COVID-19 has affected my family and I. My older brother Joseph is graduating this year, but because of COVID-19, we aren't able to celebrate nearly as much as we would have wanted. COVID-19 affected my little brother Samuel because he isn't able to go to school and learn with the company of a teacher, but have like the fun and the teachings from school, because it's easier to learn when you have guidance from a teacher. And for me, COVID-19 has affected me by making schoolwork harder to do without the company of a teacher, because like how Mama Sebastian was talking about, she doesn't know what she didn't go to school to be able to teach kids, so she may not be able to teach as well as a teacher will teach. So that's also kind of hard. Or even our parents, since like if they were in Kenya, maybe they learned a different way than we did. So us trying to find a different way to do it, that's kind of hard from the way that we already know. And COVID-19 has affected my whole family by making us have the fear of what would happen if any of us were to have the COVID-19.
How COVID-19 has impacted my community. COVID has also impacted my community. First of all, I can't go to the park and play basketball like I used to do in the springtime and summertime. I love to be outside and do anything that's related to the outdoors. I also can't go to my basketball practice because of the social distancing. COVID-19 changed my life. How COVID-19 changed my life for good. Ever since this pandemic, me and my family have gotten closer. We started having dinner together and started going on walks. It was and still is fun. I also have time.
Bad because I know some parents are struggling to do homeschooling, with their children, go to work and take care of their family. I'm grateful for Nintendo for Africa because I am able to get help with my homework through the regular tutoring program. I believe we can do better as a community if we start reaching out to other people to check on them and find out how they are doing, whether they have food in their house, and if the children are doing their homework. The government can do better by regulating the media house so that they can spread positivity and give people hope. I have learned a lesson of always practicing good hand hygiene, appreciating my family more because we are spending quality time together as a family.
Government's first idea was to lock down the country and make a stay-at-home order. This got a lot of people scared at first, so they only got outside the house to get groceries and necessities. Also, a lot of businesses got shut down. Now that this has happened, we have everybody in quarantine. People have either worked from home or lost their jobs. Now kids are not able to go to school to end this school year and for some students to graduate.
I've been listening to each and every one. The presentation has been great and well such.
You asked what would you think we should do? Like, should we go out and should we stay home?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that would work because there's a such thing called a herd immunity. It's when people get antibodies from having the virus, but some people die. but the virus can't spread because those people have antibodies. That's called a herd immunity. But the reason we can't use it for this scenario is because too many people would die, and before we could get enough people with antibodies, they'd already be dead.
Not be ungrateful, and also take care of yourself and stay together as a community, and also care about each other.
We should be thankful or grateful for what we have, because we are I think that we're not taking this pandemic seriously. Well, not everyone, but like most people are, but not everyone is like staying inside or social distancing.
Try something new, understanding research. I think we live in a interesting time where you have access to all the information that you can want, and this is a good way for you to kind of like practice and build that skill of kind of like researching and learning something and understanding it. And all of you guys did an amazing job, and I'm extremely proud of you all.
I have to admit that I learned a whole lot today. I just learned a whole lot today about this, and you guys went deep into your research. And for our judges, thank you so much. You are people we look up to. Hiram, Jerry, Faith. I think we know that this community has wonderful people that are somewhere in a society, in the country in general. And we appreciate that we have you, and we can always reference unto you. Our participants, thank you. And Geoffrey, thank you for putting all these events together for our kids and the parents who participated. It was awesome. I think you guys did a wonderful, wonderful job. I think, be yourself when you're doing these presentations. It's not more just about facts and facts. Enjoy when you're doing it, and just avoid putting so much information, squeezing them in a small piece, enjoy it. I guess that's what the judges say. And
my presentation, well, I got a lot of confidence from my mom and dad because they kept on encouraging me to know what to do and explain how I'm going to talk about it. So that's how I got all the confidence to get all my work done. And also, it's been hard to think of the information